Goddamn.
There it is. There it is. What is going on, everybody? Here today on your Friday evening. This is Friday, um, May the 9th, which holds a pretty special place in my heart. We'll get to that in just a second, but yeah, Saturday, what the fuck am I talking about? Saturday, Friday, May 9th. This is your 265th, yes, 265th edition of the News, man. Thank you guys so very much for joining us here today on this episode of the News. If this is your first time watching and you guys do not know how the show works, every Monday we are on here live after Monday Night Raw with NHP Unscripted, and I just completely botched that. Every Monday we are on here after Monday Night Raw with Unscripted, not Friday. Friday we are on here at 3 p.m. Central with the News, man. And if you guys did miss this past Monday's edition of Unscripted, that is Seth Rollins finally brings Jey Uso to a banger. It fucking happened.
Finally.
Monday night felt like your hometown team just won the Super Bowl, man. He did it. He finally put on his
Finally
banger.
did it.
And it's only down from here. But if you guys didn't miss
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that is episode 246. I want to say I'm probably way off there. Oh my god, I'm right. Okay, 246 of Unscripted. I don't know why I thought we were in the early 40s, but if you guys didn't miss that, that is available for you guys on all platforms. That is Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to see it first, join us right here live every Monday on YouTube. If you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official NHP merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Links at the top of the description of this very video, man, where you can pick up this beautiful piece of NHP merchandise, man. So, with all of that, if this is your first time watching and you guys do not know who we are here at Notorious Heels, I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we got the man, the myth, the legend, the hometown hero, or a town hero,
Yeah. I was gonna say,
Sir K.
that's what town that is.
Sir K, man, God, please stop. Please, Sir K, man, I tell you every week, you still have yet to tell us all right now, what the fuck are you smiling about today?
Well, that's gonna be continue to be the best kept secret, but overall, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, and it's a good day it's a good day to be here with you guys, man. Just chilling. Been pretty normal week. Been a pretty normal week so far, and we got Backlash tomorrow, so I'm very excited. Gonna be a fun weekend. Love pay-per-view weekends, and Backlash looks pretty interesting overall, man. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this weekend, man, and I'm just chilling, man. I'm just chilling. Like Durante always asks, "How's life? How's the family? Life's good. Family's good. How is everybody doing in the live chat? How's everyone doing watching the replay? What about you, bro? How are you doing?"
I'm doing pretty good. I am doing pretty good, man. Just chilling to be honest, man. So, want to give a special birthday shout out. The day's here. I want to give a special birthday shout out to my beautiful niece. So today is her um today is her 8th birthday, and I don't know. I know she's not watching. I know she's doing.
Mhm.
She's I know she's not watching. She's probably still in school and or getting out of school at the moment. Um, which kind of shocked me because at least in our household growing up, me and my sister never went to school on our birthdays. So that kind of shocked me when I heard
Oh
that.
no.
But so yes, want to give a special birthday shout out to her. I know she's not watching, but maybe one day she could come back and I'll show her this episode. I'm proud of you. I love you. It's been crazy to just think that it's 8 years ago already. Um, to me, she'll always still be that little baby that was born at Christ Hospital, like her uncle, and
Okay.
Sir, yeah, all the goats born at Christ Hospital, man. So still crazy. I think about that. I think about that day all the time. I think about that day all the time, man. Just looking out the hospital, looking out that hospital window, and just holding her for the first time, and obviously spending the first summer of her life in Kentucky with my sister and my brother-in-law and her. So crazy fucking times, man. And 8 fucking years ago, man, that's fucked up, dude. That's fucked up, man, making me feel old, bro. God damn. Um yeah, I remember. I legit remember. I legit remember holding her, and one of my gifts that my sister got me. One of my gifts that my sister got me. Just for going back with them to Kentucky, was a box of Bootios. That she, God bless her
I'm
soul, she
dead.
spent $16 for a fucking box of cereal, just for me, just for me to eat some Bootios, man. And I still have the box to this very day. I still have the box, and I have the picture of me eating it. And just man, so many great memories of her life, man. I'll never forget playing 2K17 and her throwing up all over, literally all over me as I was playing the
Oh,
game. Um, so and man, just so many great memories, man. So many great memories flying her out for my graduation party. And god, sorry. uh, i'll
oh,
never
you're good.
i'll
I
never
ain't gotta apologize.
I'll never forget when we picked him up from the airport, man. Because for a while my sister moved to Hawaii, and I'll never forget, you know it's hard sometimes being a FaceTime uncle, right? It's hard because you miss them, and you want to see them, and you want to spend these days with them and shit like that. But I'll never forget thinking like, man, I know she knows me through FaceTime, but like, is she gonna? I like just wondering, is she gonna remember me? You know what I mean? And I'll never forget when we
Mhm.
picked him up from O'Hare. Literally, she seen me and ran right to me, bro. And I'll never fucking forget that. Um, so I love you. I'm proud of you, and it's man, it's an honor to be your uncle and to watch you grow up, man. It's choked me up every fucking time. But happy birthday to my niece. I love you so much, and
Truly.
hope you guys have a great day. I think I heard roller skating today, so I hope she's a lot better at roller
Oh,
skating than her fucking uncle is. Cause good God, I used to be
oh,
busting
no.
my ass. Did you go on that roller skating field trip that we went on back in elementary school?
No.
Oh fuck,
I never did.
God.
I knew I would have busted straight into a wall and shit. Hey, that was not roller skating, ice skating. I'm not coordinated enough to do any of that. I am falling on my ass the whole time. Hey,
Odd.
well, I stepped on a skateboard one time, instantly fell on my ass, never got on a skateboard again.
Well, I got a couple.
No, I'm not coordinated.
I got a I got a couple scenarios. When we went, I went on that roller skating field trip. Was horrible. Was horrible at it. Um, but when we went ice skating, it must run in the fucking family because my dad used to play hockey, and my dad obviously
Mm.
can ice skate his ass off. I was actually not bad at ice skating. Skateboarding. We were talking on the
Oh,
gaming stream about our boy Lime. Great skateboarder. He could ride a skateboard
oh, I'm sorry. I can see
great.
that.
He could ride a
Mhm.
skateboard great. Tried to get me to hop on that motherfucker. Dead ass. I have my right foot on the skateboard. I have my right foot on the skateboard, and I have my left foot on the ground. I swung my foot out to give me a boost. feet went up in the air, literally like a fucking cartoon, smacked. I swear to God, I'm not even exaggerating. I didn't even hit back first. I hit head first on concrete. And dude, I literally remember seeing stars above my head, bro, and never fucking again. And I remember that day, I told him I didn't want my parents to be mad at me for giving away my skateboard that my aunt had bought me for some ungodly reason. Um, I told him, I was like, take this fucking skateboard, take it home, and I'm gonna tell my parents I just gave it to you, and you're gonna give it back to me next time we hang out. But do not fucking bring this thing back. And that's exactly what he did, and he kept it ever since. So it's probably still
Might as
in
well.
his childhood garage. Back in Markham. So yeah, that's that's that. But yeah,
Oh, dude. Oh, one time I stepped on one, put one foot on, was kind of like shaky, put the other foot on, straight 619, straight to the fucking side, and just fucking fell right on the fucking concrete floor. Never did it again.
yeah, yeah, it was pretty rough, dog. It was pretty rough, but other than that, that is basically what's going on for your Friday. And as Duranto is asked, I'm good. Family's good. What about you, Durante? Logan, Bell, my man Hunter? How are you doing, bro? He says SmackDown's gonna suck tonight because Monday was goaded. Probably,
Usually.
probably. I genuinely, dude. I think since we've moved to a 3-hour SmackDown, um, I genuinely remember there
Just,
being one good episode. Legit.
it's
Um,
literally just all the same two events every week.
Yeah, and that one episode was the TLC episode from a couple weeks ago. Maybe I'm forgetting one from like way back when, when they first moved to 3 hours on USA. But other than that, dude, again, unless I'm genuinely forgetting one, there has been one good episode. Seriously, dude, one fucking good episode. So yeah, so with all of that, man. We're going to start you guys off. We're going to end you guys with the Backlash predictions. And we are going to start you guys off with some AEW news. So, we have more than one AEW story today. As we are going to start you guys off with one of them. And one of them, the one, rather, that is, being the story we have this week about the Righteous, Vincent and Dutch. So, we have heard, the first thing we heard early in the week was from PW Insider, and that is the Righteous, Vincent and Dutch, have departed AEW / Ring of Honor confirmed. They go on to say that Vincent and Dutch requested their release from their ROH and /AEW contracts, and they were granted last week. The split was amicable, and one source noted that they could always pop up in AEW or ROH down the line, just not as contracted talents. It was also reported that the split was mutual. The split was mutual between the two, and the two did leave on good terms. Are you shocked to have seen the Righteous leave AEW or Ring of Honor? Are you sad that they left? How are you feeling about this whole thing?
Well, definitely not sad that they left Ring of Honor because I don't want anybody in Ring of Honor at this point. Tony Khan completely killed that brand, so anyone
Yes.
in it is kind of not where they should be in a career, man. But overall, dude, I was shocked. I was very. And I'm not shocked that they wanted that decision. I'm just shocked that it happened. As for the release, they got it. Very simple. Very happy that that occurred like that. No drama, nothing. Just wanted out, and they got out, man. And I'm very excited. And dude, righteous. super fucking dope. They are incredible at what they do. Fucking man, their just character work and vibes are just so fucking great, man. I really hope Triple H can scoop them up, man, and use them. They obviously need tag teams. They're a great tag teams. They're very interesting, and I just feel like they would fit that WWE style, way more than like ROH or AEW, man. So, I would think that'd be the great decision, but I would just hope Triple H sees what I think both of us see in that tag team, and I hope he scoops them up, man. I hope he does. But I'm not very shocked that they wanted to leave. I am shocked that it was a nice, quiet, simple leave. And I'm actually happy for that, man. I hope that happens more, and very excited to see where they go. And I really hope we get to see them in WWE, man. But what about you?
Uh yes. This this to me is great news. Obviously, if it was a mutual thing, that means they wanted it too, which is it's good that they got what they wanted because I back in 2023 was pissed that WWE let these guys go because and I don't even think they were signed, but they were popping up in the NXT crowds, and you could kind of see them floating around, and you can hear all the rumors about them floating around the WWE bubble. You know what I mean? And then they popped up on Ring of Honor, and I don't know. It was like maybe they were wanted for the Wyatt Six, but then once that fell through, it was just kind of like, oh, okay, whatever. And then WWE got rid of them. I don't know what exactly it was. I don't know what exactly went down there, but whatever it was fucked up because I've always said this, but even if you weren't gonna do the Wyatt Six, how the hell do you not look at these guys and say we can put them with somebody else and it'll be great, just if not just as good, or how about this? We need fucking tag teams. And this is a not only
Mhm.
great tag team, but they are ridiculously marketable and they have great that they have so much character, man. They just like you just said, they fit. They just fit in
Mhm.
WWE. You can just look at them and just say I can see them succeeding in WWE. Am I sad that they left AEW Ring of Honor, AEW / Ring of Honor? Yes and no. Yes, because you see the boatload of potential that AEW passed up on. No, because you know damn well that was never going to get capitalized on. So you know, we started seeing these guys pop up around what was that, Wrestle Dream of 2023. You know what I mean? And they were in that
Yeah.
feud with MJF and Adam Cole, and you can see just the vignettes that they were filming, and you're watching this shit and you're like, dude, what this is what they have and this is what they're not using. Like, man, maybe this is gonna be, maybe this is gonna be the turning of tides for them. Maybe Tony Khan is gonna take a liking to these guys. Um, just seeing him, actually kind of utilize them. And then they
Nope.
get buried.
Yes.
They get buried in a 2-on-1 handicap match basically to MJF, and it's just like, and then they go, excuse me, and then they go away, and then we never see him again. Maybe a couple times they popped up on Dynamite, but then we see him in Ring of Honor doing nothing. And then obviously, and then obviously, you start to realize, oh, okay, this is what this was about. This was nothing more than a Tony Khan. This is more than the classic, Tony Khan uses you when it's convenient for him, and then after
Mhm.
that, you kind of just get thrown in the recycling bin whenever he needs you again, or whenever he wants to use you again. And it sucks because, again, you watch some of their vignettes in that feud, and some of their promos, and you just think to yourself, man, how the hell has AEW not used these guys? Like, these guys are fucking awesome, so it's a huge miss for AEW, as it was a huge miss for WWE back in 2023. I'm hoping. Well, obviously, it says they can always pop
Mhm.
up in AEW and Ring of Honor down the line, just not as contracted talent. Maybe they want to stick it out on the indies, do their own thing, but maybe, just maybe, as you can see from the thumbnail, maybe just maybe they take the righteous path to WWE.
Hey,
And man, that would be fucking awesome. Now, I see a lot of chatter about a lot of people wanting to see these guys with Karrion Cross, as Karrion Cross posted um he posted a vignette of him snapping to the snaps of their theme song, and then you could actually, in the beginning of the video, you can hear their theme song, just that opening that opening riff. You can hear it, and then obviously it goes away, and then he starts snapping to it. A lot of people want to see that. Personally, I think it would be cool, but for now, man, I want to see Cross thrive on his own. I just think the work that he's doing right now on his own is fantastic, and that's saying a lot because the company's not even really behind it right now. Did you hear about him having the third most sold shirt in the company?
I think at one point it was the most selling shirt in the company too. Yeah, I've heard that.
Good God. Um,
It's
again,
unusual.
you know, I will give them I will give them a couple more weeks, but I can say your extended opportunities for Karrion Cross. If your idea of an extended opportunity is putting him on the UK promo, then we're gonna have a fucking problem because again. It's just been 1 week of Monday Night Raw since we originally read that story, so I'll give them a little bit more time. But dude, please use this man. But as for the righteous, they could, like I said, the same thing goes for the Wyatt Six. When they were thinking about putting them in the Wyatt Six, or when they were at least rumored for it, um, they would be awesome in that group. But even if you don't want to put them in the group with Karrion Cross, these guys, not only okay, you need tag teams, like legit, you need
Oh,
tag
needle.
teams. Um, these guys would fit perfectly into WWE's tag team division. They are a great tag team. Like I said, they're marketable and they have great characters that you can build off of. And they're again they've been one of the cooler tag teams in wrestling um for a while now, and they have potential that is completely untapped. And I would really like to see them go to WWE. I think, like I said, if you did want to put them in the group of Cross, that could work. But even if not, that would give Cross an opportunity to be singles, which is what personally I would like to see right now. But you can get these guys in the tag team division, and they could be one of the most intriguing tag teams and interesting tag teams you have on that roster today. And that, again, that is what you need, is tag teams. So personally, I would like to see them go to WWE, man. And I honestly think, WWE passed up on them once, and I would really fucking hate to see them do it again because they are way too
Mhm.
talented and way too good for that, man. And like I said, you need tag teams. I cannot say that enough. You need tag teams, dude. Look at that fucking Monday Night Raw tag team division. SmackDown got a lot of names.
True.
Still, even at that, very just dead division. Honestly, it's
Oh
it's
yeah.
it's just a very the division just feels lifeless, man. It really just feels lifeless. But Monday Night Raw, bro, good lord, do they need help? Um, so personally, man,
Oh
I
yeah.
would like I would like to see them head to WWE. What were you saying?
Oh, oh, most definitely. I would definitely like to see them head over there. Mention Cross. It could work. I could see them as like similar characters, and they'll talk similar, and I think it'll fit. I think I'm a little scarred from Cross's last faction, so and to be honest, when it comes to it, at least in the current sense, for the most part, with these current like Triple H factions, half the time when there's a tag team in one of those factions, they're kind of just there to fucking take the damage from whatever main singles guy is there, and they're kind of just bodyguards for the most part half the time. So I don't love the way that WWE right now does a lot of their factions. So I kind of want to break from them for the most part, man. And I would, especially when it comes to tag teams, I really just want, like you said, tag teams just being tag teams. And that's something they could really offer. And I think it's something your tag division needs. I think you get more teams and you showcase them more, show that you care about a tag team division. They'll get over real fucking quick, man. So I think the cross idea could work. I just don't know if WWE will let it work, man. So I hope they go there. I really hope they do, and I hope they get used in Showcase, man, because they're so fucking great.
Yes, they are, man. And yeah, that's we were talking about that a little bit last night in private
Mm,
with the righteous and them joining cross. I would just hate for the righteous to join carrying cross and then end up the same way the creeds are for Chad Gable, where they're kind of just like,
yeah,
they're just kind of damage takers for Chad Gable. And that's one of the things, that's one of the things that Triple H does struggle with a lot with his factions. And that's one of the things and that's one of the things I liked with the way he booked like the bloodline was
Undisputed.
the
Mm,
Usos were not just there to to just take all of Roman's pins. You know what I mean? The Usos were, there and they were a dominant faction as well. Or a dominant group, just standalone as a tag team as well. Or I'm I'll give the floor to you because I'm sure I know the example of a fashion that you're about to bring up, but yeah, go ahead.
the Undisputed Era, man. God damn, did he do that shit? It was the most perfect just faction, just structure I've ever seen. You quite literally had, the top guy that was booked great in top singles division. You had the mid card guy booked great in that mid card division, and you had the tag team booked great in the tag team division. And like the Bloodline, they would always each, person or each part of that group would always help another part in that group in their respective divisions. You know, Red Dragons having a tag team match, maybe the opponents are getting a little too out of hand, Roddy comes in, helps them, or Adam Cole would come in and help him, and vice versa. And it wasn't just them taking damage for the other guys. They would take a little damage, probably helping them sometimes, but at the end of the day, it got the job done, and they all look great at the end of the day. And that's what they did with the Bloodline very successfully. And I wish they could take that success and put it in, like I was going to call them Alpha Academy, like American Made, and, like any other potential factions that they really don't do right now.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, man. Yeah, I mean, you look up and down, um, their factions at the moment. American Made is a great example, or you look at ooh. Honestly, some examples, you can't really use it, but you can at the same time because, the tag teams do just kind of take a beating for the singles guys, but the singles guys kind of suck as well. So like if you look at Legato, you know what I mean? The tag team, they take beatings a lot, but then again, Santos does too. So it really makes no difference. Or like the LWO, you have Rey Mysterio, who I would say is booked fair,
Yeah, I
at this
think so.
stage in his career, and then you have the tag team in the group, god, I can't, or Cruz Toro and Joaquin Wild or whatever his name is, and they're basically non-existent, and all they do is just take an ass whooping instead of the whole group looking like, and I get not every group can look like that, but it almost happens too often, you know um
Exactly.
yeah, so it is a constant problem with Triple H and his booking of factions, but that is one thing that would scare me about the Righteous being added to Karrion Cross. How about this? You just keep Karrion Cross as singles, and you actually just book him dominantly. That would be
What?
that
Can't
would
do that, man.
that would be pretty cool, man. Instead of having him booked dominantly because his tag team had to take an ass whooping for him. So
Every well, it'll happen eventually for Cross, but good things come to those who wait. We'll get a Cross mid card title run in 2 years.
Mm. That's what I was gonna say. He'll finally grab the U.S. title in 2028, and they'll be like, "Man, he did it! He
He
did it!"
did it. That's what hard work and getting over gets you. Fucking 2 years wait to get a fucking mid card title. uh, fucking LA Knight really should have been in the Damian Priest spot, but I digress.
I will, dude. Especially because Drew was a heel, bro. Drew was a heel,
Yeah,
and he won the world title. Could you imagine the pop with LA
LA.
Knight instead of a guy who was already a heel in Damian Priest that they manufactured into a babyface for some fucking reason?
Don't get it, man. Don't get it. We should biggest fucking fuck up for them, man. One of the biggest at least. But yeah, love the righteous. And I really hope they get to come to WWE. I hope they get them, and I hope they use them well, man, and showcase them because they're fire at what they do. I mean, they were able to be interesting as hell characters in AEW. Imagine if WWE allowed them to be great. Come on, man.
Yeah, I was. That's what I was gonna say, man. When imagine them with the backing of WWE. That
Man.
that that would be
Ooh.
huge for them. That would be huge for them. So yeah, that is the news on the Righteous getting their AEW release granted. And moving on from them, some more AEW news here. Let's see. Well, actually, speaking of AEW contract news in particular, according to Fightful Select, Willow Nightingale is in her contract year with AEW with the deal set to expire in a few months. AEW expects to retain Nightingale. How do you feel about Willow staying in AEW? Do you think AEW would be a good landing spot for her? And how do you feel about how do you feel about Willow and her next destination?
It's interesting. I really like Willow. I think she's one of my favorites on their women's division. I think one of the ones with the most potential, alongside like their big ones. So I like Willow a lot, and I see her most likely resigning with AEW. I feel like she likes it there, and she is one of those few people that really seems like she likes to work there. So that's always nice to see. So if I'm a betting man, I would think she will resign with them. And I think overall they like her. I think they a little underuse her too much, but maybe, with a contract coming up and, a lot of their fans do really love her, maybe they could use her in a higher capacity. So I see her re-signing with AEW. I would love for her to go to WWE. She'd be one of those people where I think no matter where she goes, she'll be okay. I think if she goes to WWE, she'll be, really good. I think I think AEW will eventually catch on and like really use her in a main spot. Once they kind of get off their Mercedes high boat, and they realize the other stars they have, I think that's when we'll see like the likes of Willow's booking get picked up. And I think no matter where she goes, she'll have a good, set path, and really doesn't matter to me. I'm down for either. I would love to see her in both. So if I'm a betting man, I think AEW, but if she goes WWE, that'd be awesome as well. But I think she could really go anywhere and it'll work. And if I'm a betting man, I would say probably AEW, man. But what about you, man?
Um, yeah, this one to me this one to me honestly will actually be um I don't want to say shocking, but like maybe a bit of like a maybe a
Didn't
bit of a
think it would happen.
head turner, I guess, if she did go to WWE.
Hmm.
Because I'm sure the day will come where we will hear that Willow's thinking about jumping ship, and I'm sure that day is I'm sure that day
Gonna come one day.
yeah, it will come for sure. But for now, I feel like she's gonna stay in AEW, man. I think they like her in AEW, and like you said, I think she does like being there. Um, she is one of those people on the list of just like homegrown AEW women that I think
Yeah.
Tony Khan will eventually get around to using. Like you said, once he gets off his Mercedes high horse, or once Tony Storm is kind of gonna take a step back from like the women's title picture and stuff like that. I think eventually there will come a time where it will be time for people like Willow to step up, or like Sky Blue is another one of their homegrown AEW stars. And I don't know about Anna Jay sometimes. I want to say yes, but they just don't. They just haven't given me enough
I don't
faith
either.
that they're gonna. Yeah. Um. Anna Jay suffers from ridiculous stop and start pushes. Like, there'll be like 3 weeks where we see her on television heavy, and then legit we go like seven
Never
months
see her.
without seeing her. I know Willow has been doing something in Japan. So she's back now, and I hope we get to see, her used a little bit more. Because she really is very, very good, man. Chris Statlander is another one that I think is on that list of a lot of just fan favorite homegrown talent in their women's division. But for now, I do think Willow does stay with AEW, and I really hope AEW does sort of use her, man. I mean, she's been TBS champion before, but I would really like to see, again, once it's time for Mercedes and Tony Storm and just the top women now to take a step back. I would really like for AEW to really put their foot on the gas with people like Stat and Anna Jay and Sky Blue and Willow Nightingale, because I mean, that's one thing people love most about AEW is seeing new faces, right? And those four women that I just named are some of those. So I would really like to see them, like, yeah, just stop with the stop and start pushing that we see for a lot of their homegrown talent. So yeah,
Mhm.
like a lot of their
Most
talent in
definitely.
general. So I don't know. I don't even really want to narrow it down to just the homegrowns, but a lot of their talent in general. Um, yeah. So
And most definitely.
well, speaking of the women in AEW, according to Fightful Select, Thekla has agreed to terms with AEW. She has officially signed with the company. The deal was in the works for quite a while, despite all the chatter of her going to WWE. As on Dynamite, we did see a spider crawl down from the screen, um, and then spring back up. Which obviously, there is she has some sort of spider in her logos, so
Mhm.
pretty cool way to tease her. Pretty cool way to tease her. I like stuff like that, and yeah, I wish her the best in AEW, and I'm excited to see her work. I'm not really familiar with her work whatsoever, so I'm excited to see what she brings to the table, man.
Almost definitely very intrigued. Not familiar with her work at all right now, but I'm sure I will be soon enough. And really cool way to tease her, man. AEW never does stuff like that, so I'd say it's very cool to see that they did a little, spider on screen because like, her nickname is like something spider related. I think I saw someone post. So, so very interesting, man. Very interesting. I'm glad that they're teasing like that. And I'm interested to see, when she debuts and how she is, man.
Definitely, definitely. And then um the next piece of AEW news is some injury related news. And this, actually, let me see. Trying to see, did we go over this last week? Because, okay, I don't think so. I must be tripping because we probably gave we might have given an update on him um maybe a couple weeks ago. But anyways, according to Fightful Select, Juice Robinson is relatively close to a return. Robinson has been pretty healthy for nearly a month and still awaits clearance from AEW for his return. So it looks like Juice's return is right around the corner. Uh, as yeah, he says he's been pretty healthy for nearly a month and he's just waiting for clearance from AEW. Man, um, are you excited to see Juice back, and where exactly would you put Juice Robinson? Oh, Jay has froze on us. Um, well, while we wait for him, um, while we wait for Sir K to come back. Okay, so yes,
Am I back?
okay, there he is.
Never fails.
It really never
Yeah,
does.
I've been on one lately, man.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I don't know what's been up. I don't know what's been up, man. But are you excited to see Juice back, and where would you put him creative wise?
Where do I put him creative wise? Oh god, I don't even know how to begin answering this. But what is the rest of the faction doing? Have we seen the Guns since they lost that tag match?
No, they were brought back to lose to the Hurt Business, and Jay White. We reported in the beginning of April, about a month ago, that he was out of the Owen to undergo surgery.
Fuck, at this point, if they're gonna still be a faction, you might as well fucking. I, I don't genuinely, dude. I have no idea what you do with creatively with this, with Guns, with Juice. I have no idea, and I don't even think Tony Khan knows. That's probably why he's not actually back yet. Um, so maybe he'll return in Collision. I could see, and they were always kind of Collision guys, so I could see that. I dead ass can't tell you, dude. That division is so goddamn clogged with singles fucking men. I couldn't tell you where that man could fit in because realistically, half that roster can't fit into half that roster. So that's a whole problem in itself, man. But I'm glad he's healthy. I'm glad he's basically back, and I'm sure it's more of just waiting forever creative as something, man. So, we'll see when we see him.
For sure, bro. For sure. Yeah, man, yeah, I'm with
Dude,
you on this one, dude. I don't, I, I'm sure Tony Khan will find the most random of things to slot him into. I know they have some Chicago shows coming up, so I don't know if they're gonna want him, to return, there. But I mean, maybe. But yeah, dude. Honestly, I really couldn't tell you what they could have Juice Robinson doing. Again, like I said, probably the most random of things if Tony Khan really does want to slot him into something. But hopefully he gets cleared soon. And yeah, with Jay White being out, if Jay was supposed to turn heel and you wanted Juice to remain a babyface because your audience does like him, I would maybe say, that maybe he could feud with Switch. But with him out, I, I couldn't tell you, couldn't fucking tell you, man. But
really good.
hopefully Tony Khan and AEW have a better idea of what to do with him than I do. But let's all be honest here, I highly doubt that.
Ebod.
So
No.
so yeah. So yeah, that is the news on Juice Robinson, and I'm happy he's cleared though. So yeah.
I'm very happy.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it sucked because literally right as he came back, he got hurt again. So that
Oh,
that
that's always the
was,
worst.
yeah, it really is, man. It really is. And for the last piece of news, I guess, before we get on to some WWE stuff, it's actually not even AEW, but much rather New Japan. Um, the Good Brothers. The
those
Good
guys.
Brothers. The Cash Cows.
They
Uh,
really are. No shame in the game. I
n-
respect it.
None at all. Um, the Bullet Club OGs. Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, following their releases in February, following their WWE releases in February. Oh wow, I thought it was way longer ago. I don't know.
Hmm.
Well, anyways.
Damn, really? Oh yeah, they were part of that like start of the year few releases. I forgot that.
Hmm. Who was with them?
I thought that there was more. Wasn't Indie one of them at that
Ah,
time?
yes, that was
It was
that.
those set of releases. Yeah.
Gotcha. Um, So, a report from Fightful Select states that the Good Brothers are indeed working again with New Japan, although it has not been revealed if they are working as freelancers or have signed deals. Regardless, the deal brings Gallows and Anderson back to New Japan, back into New Japan. The deal to bring Gallows and Anderson back into New Japan was apparently agreed sometime back, but could not publicly be announced due to WWE's no compete clause, which expired in the past few days. So Gallows and Anderson, obviously, that these guys
Oh yeah.
were gonna go back to New Japan, if not AEW. I don't I at least I don't remember them leaving AEW on any sort of bad terms. Um, so they went back and let's be honest, bro. They fare much better over there than they did in WWE. In WWE, they did not use them at all. I mean, we talked about just beat up guys in factions. They were quite literally
Oh,
just beat up guys for AJ Styles.
oh, most definitely, man. Most definitely, just straight, just beat up guys, man, and they're gonna have great success in New Japan. They're OGs in New Japan, so they're gonna do well there, I'm sure.
Definitely. Yeah, that's everything for yeah, just make sure. Yes, that is everything for the AEW side of things, man. And now an official word from the official sponsor of the Notorious Seals, W Energy. W Energy is an energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics formulated to improve focus without getting the jitters. W is a clean energy formula that is sugar-free, 0 calorie, free from fillers and artificial colorings, with 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. You can get your W products today with the link below and code NHP at checkout to save yourselves 10% on your next W purchase.
Most definitely, man. Always got to shout out W, man. Whether it's workout, whatever it may be, staying up. Backlash weekend, man. Usually, you don't got to stay up as much as you do for an AEW pay-per-view, but just in case you need that energy, man, try W. Tastes good. Won't have any jitters. I reiterate, it'll taste good all at the same time.
There you have it, man. So, as always, thank you to the official sponsor of the Notorious Seals, man, Dubby Energy. As always, thank you to Dubby. Shout out as always, man. So, with that, man, moving on to some WWE stuff here. Well, speaking of batches of releases, who was behind them? Who was behind the releases, man? I see a lot of people. They're saying fucking TKO. They ruined
Yeah,
WWE. They wanted
it's them.
releases. Well, according to the greatest of all time, Dave Meltzer,
Goat.
he reports in the Wrestling Observer that it was WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Levesque who made the final call on the releases. It is unknown if he was told how many talents had to be it was it is unknown if he was told how many talents needed to be cut. Only only that he had the final say on who got let go. So, reports have noted
Oh,
that the
goody.
releases were the 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 reports have noted that the releases were carried out on the main roster due to the company wanting to bring new talents to TV. Talents released by the company were described as dead weight. Wow.
Hey,
Um.
thanks.
Yeah. Gee. Fucking thanks. Um.
Mm,
So look, guys. I know a lot of people who like to sing Triple H's praises until the end of time. They're saying it's anybody else, man. They're saying it's TKO. They're saying it's they're saying it's Ari Emanuel. They're saying it's Nick Khan. It's not. It's not,
yeah.
guys. It's Triple H. And let me tell you, I'll say to describe them as dead weight, I think is a bit much. I wouldn't say. I mean, maybe some of them,
Mhm.
but all of them were not dead weight to the company. But Triple H was behind it. You can blame Triple H, but guess what? It's okay. Professional wrestling is healthy. Professional wrestling is healthy nowadays. We're not letting people go in the pandemic when there's absolutely nowhere to work. Okay, it's fine. And it's okay. It's gonna be okay. Okay, there's gonna be
Yeah.
a lot more releases. Again, we're acting like Triple H cut fucking Roman Reigns with half of these releases,
Yeah.
man. We're acting like he let Becky Lynch, Bailey, and Tiffany Stratton and Carmelo Hayes. We're acting like he let them go. Um, at the end of the day, it's okay. And honestly, I mean, these decisions are, they're not completely out of nowhere. Okay, a lot of these you could have seen coming. How do you feel, man, about Triple H being the one to make the final call on these, man? Do you hate him? Do you hate his guts,
Oh,
man?
and I think he's pure evil for allowing people to lose their jobs, man,
Wow.
and I think he should be fired himself, man,
Oh my god.
by the logic of these fans. But I mean, at the end of the day, I would fucking hope that Triple H has a say in who gets released or not. Because imagine if he didn't, and they're just releasing people, and he's like, "Wait, I fucking plan on using them." I just pinned in a fucking title match, and you just so like. I mean, I would fucking hope Triple H is, involved in, who gets released. And I'm sure it's more of, hey, we're planning releases. We got some names. We're gonna go over with you. If you're gonna use them, let us know. We won't release them. We'll do something else. But I'm sure that's exactly how it went. And I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. Now, dead weight is a little excessive, especially when you create a division for half of them to go into, and you call basically the women's mid card division dead weight. So just great job with those mid card women's titles as of lately, man.
And the
Since
tag
creating
titles.
them, and really the tag titles, like holy shit. Okay, but I mean, at the end of the day, pro wrestling's healthy. There's a million wrestling companies you can wrestle for. Work is never going to be a problem. There's no pandemic right now. So, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Can't employ everybody, and I would hope the lead booker knows who's getting released or not. Um, and I don't think he did it because, of who these people are or what they believe in and whatever, the IWC wants to believe with all this, man. You know, to them, they didn't feel like they were going to use him, so they let him go, man. I mean, at the end of the day, that's exactly what we complained about Tony Khan would always do is he wouldn't use people and they would just sit on the shelf for months
Mhm.
and a year on end, and that's exactly what we don't want. I would very be sure that much of these people would rather have been, released like they would have, and they could go find work, gain momentum, do what they do from there, man. So overall, at the end of the day, it is what it is, and I would sure hope the lead booker knows who's getting released or not. So not shocking that Triple H was involved in the process.
100%. 100%, man. a lot of a lot of wrestling fans, like you said, a lot of wrestling fans, they somebody is with the company and they sit on the shelf, and what do they say? Just let him go if you're not going to use him. I don't hear you guys then saying, well, keep him employed. I want, said name to have a job. I don't hear you say that. I hear you say, could you let this guy go if you're not going to use him? WWE's
Yeah,
not going to use half these people, so they let him go, and you're mad
you're mad.
still. I mean, what do you want? Like, what exactly do you want here? What do you want them to do? Would you like them to keep these people if they're not going to use them, just so you could bitch that they're not being used? I mean, again, people sit on the shelf in AEW and you say, let them go if you're not going to use them. If we're gonna keep that same energy, the next time somebody's not being used in somewhere like AEW, I want you guys to say, "Don't let him go. I want him to keep his job."
Like what?
But what do you want? Do you want him to keep his job and not be used because you know damn well the guy or girl's not going to be used, or do you want him to be let go so they could go somewhere and be utilized? Eh, Can't win. Can't win.
No, you really can't win. Now we're wrestling fans, man. You really can't.
So we do have a couple of these names that were released, and I guess some of the reaction to their releases and everything since they've got released. Shayna Baszler, according to Fightful Select, Shayna has helped out a lot at NXT recently, causing a big surprise to her release from WWE. Baszler had re-signed with the company just last year. One of the major concerns for her remaining with the company, or her involvement in the company, is her age. Shayna is 44 years old. So,
Isn't
what's up?
hmm. How old is Jey Uso?
I can tell you Damian Priest is about 42, I think. Uh, Let me see. Yes, Damian Priest is 42. Jey Uso. Let's see. Jay is 39.
Yeah, that's I mean, age is kind of a dumb excuse to, release people, man.
Definitely. Definitely. So yeah, Shayna, 44 years old, man. So I mean, I guess at her age, I guess they figured that they weren't gonna use her. But yes, age is a bit of a silly excuse, especially when Shayna can still work. It's not like she lost a step in the ring or anything. But yeah, I'm sure she'll find work. She could pop up in AEW. I know her buddies over there, Marina Shafir, so she could
Mhm.
pop up in AEW and be used there. Hopefully, man. But
Death Riders.
no. But um, but yeah. So that was looks like Shayna's release did come as a big surprise. As Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai. The reason for her release in this whole thing is according to Dave Meltzer, Uncle Dave,
Oh,
he says that Kai's exit was a big surprise internally in WWE. The former women's tag team champion was unanimously praised backstage, but a combination of factors led to her release. One reason is the fact that Kai recently turned 37. I can guarantee you
yeah.
Charlotte is around that age. So again,
I
like
was
Sir
gonna
K
say,
said, age, dumb excuse.
very dumb excuse.
So while a source told Meltzer that Kai was never going to be used as a major name in the women's division long term, with Kai's future in the organization seen as a jobber to stars
Ow.
two stars. Figure putting over and putting over up and coming talent like Roxanne, Julia, with Kai earning a significant salary when re-signing in 2022. The thought was that it just wasn't worth the money to have her lose to people on the way up. And with that, I guess on the brighter side of things, according to Fightful, Dakota Kai has already gained major interest from outside companies and top agents in professional wrestling following her release from WWE, as they expect Kai to have plenty of offers, most notably speculation around AEW and Stardom being interested in Dakota Kai.
Very interesting, man, and just very head scratch. Like at the end of the day, if you don't plan on using someone to the extent that they could be used, or you want to use other people, I mean, obviously they mentioned they think she was getting paid too much for what she was doing. Okay, that's normal business, whatever. But why are you throwing all these age excuse and this and that? Like at the end of the day, you didn't want to pay for what you were paying for, and you let her go. It's that simple, man. So I don't like the age excuse being thrown in there because that could
Charlotte is
easily be
literally
refuted.
39. Now,
Charlotte.
you know,
Mhm.
Charlotte's obviously a bigger star than Dakota Kai, and she's Ric Flair's daughter. But like, again, don't give me that bullshit, man. I mean, if you're gonna use an excuse for Dakota Kai, like, she gets injured a lot. You know what I mean? So she's making a lot of
Yeah.
money for being injured. Maybe you have something there. I guess maybe. But dude, age. Come on, bro.
Age. Really? It's the weakest excuse, man. But I mean, it sucks. I mean, I'm sure she's gonna find work wherever she may find work, man. And good luck to her with that. But I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I think the age, like I mentioned, the age excuse is pretty dumb. But people are gonna have reasons to not employ somebody. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. And I think her career is probably gonna be better off at the end of the day moving somewhere else.
Probably. Probably. So with that, man, another name that was not let go, but was pretty much told about it. She was obviously, like I said, not on the list of releases because she wasn't released. But per Fightful, Shotzi. Shotzi's WWE contract is up soon, and she was informed that the company will not be extending it. Shotzi also did reveal that there were plans for her to be called up again. I guess they pulled her from her group with Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley. She was called up again, or she was going to be called up again to feud with Chelsea Green for the U.S. Championship, and that got scrapped. And then I guess a couple days later, they told her the news that she will not be extended with the company, man. How do you feel about Shotzi being I guess told that she's not going to be in the company much longer?
I mean, it is what it is. Better. I mean, it's a good system. If her contract's coming up anyway, might as well just tell her, hey, we don't plan on continuing all of this. So do with that what you will, and we'll keep you till then. It's a good way to go about that, man. The whole bringing her up and calling her up part a little weird to me. I mean, if you're bringing anybody up from that group, she'd probably be the one I would do last, if they weren't going up together,
Yeah.
because they were, I don't know, a faction, but that I digress with that one, man. But overall, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, I think she's still technically employed as of right now.
Yeah, I think
But
so.
whenever that con yeah, whenever that contract is up, she will be gone. So it is what it is, man, and sure she'll find work somewhere else. I mean, I think I saw she was, on, social media talking about how she can't wait to see what's next. So, I mean, at the end of the day, most of the time the fans are angrier than the people getting released themselves, man. So, sure, she'll be fine wherever she goes.
Hopefully, what's next is wrestling training because she was awful.
She was really bad.
She could not wrestle to save her life, dude. Do you remember 2023 Survivor Series, the match with her against Ronda Rousey, where they almost fucking killed
Oh,
each other? In that match, that was one of the worst pay-per-view
oh,
matches I've ever seen in my entire life. That was fucking
oh,
awful,
it was
man.
atrocious.
That was
It was insanely bad.
yes. Hopefully, man, she can hang around some people who can actually work because, good God, she was bad. She was really, really bad. So I honestly, I don't blame WWE to keep her in the company this long. I think it's been around 5, 6 years to keep her in the company this long with that little improvement. Kind of crazy work, man. I can't lie, because like I said, man, she was pretty rough, dude. She was pretty rough in the ring, but yeah, hopefully, I know she does a lot of music and shit, so
Mhm.
hopefully, man, that there is some sort of future for her, and maybe there is a future in wrestling for her, but at least from what we've seen from her in WWE, I don't even know why WWE offered to bring her up and feud her for the U.S. title in the first place, because that is, I don't know about that, man. That would have been bad. Um, but Shotzi is gonna be up soon, so hopefully, I wish her the best and whatever she has for her future, man. And like I said, man, hopefully there's some wrestling training in there as well. So, speaking of the person that they were going to feud Shotzi with, Chelsea Green. It is according to Fightful that Chelsea Green recently signed a new multi-year deal with the WWE. Um, how do you feel about Chelsea re-signing? And yeah.
We're not surprised at all. Very, very obvious re-signing, I would think. And I'm sure her loss with the women's U.S. title is probably going to be a stepping stone to see her on, the main event women's scene within probably this year, man. So she re-signed, or yeah, she re-signed. Good for her, and I'm sure only moving up on the card from here. But what about you, man?
Yeah. I she she's an early name. I could see Triple H wanting to put and sort of pencil in for that Money in the Bank spot. That was one of my theories as to why they took the US title off of her, cuz he wants her to move up, cuz he likes her. It's
Hmm.
very evident that he does like Chelsea Green, and I'm glad that he's actually moving somebody up gradually and not taking 12 years to move somebody up. They win the US title, drop it after Mania, then they go on a couple months later, win Money in the Bank. After that, they're world champion. I wish he would have done that with LA Knight, but at least we're getting it with Chelsea Green, right? Beggars can't be choosers, am I right? So,
Exactly.
um,
I
so God, this guy. So yeah, doesn't surprise me at all. Like you said, it's very obvious that yet Triple H does like her, and hopefully she will be hopefully she will have a nice couple of years in WWE. So yeah,
most definitely.
um, with that we have news on more of the women's division, as we got news on Liv Morgan. So, according to Fightful, as of right now, the rap date for Liv Morgan in Bad Lieutenant Tokyo, the jaw
Mhm.
dropping, yeah, jaw dropping role.
Oh yeah.
It is scheduled. The rap date is scheduled for Friday, May 16th. So next Friday, and she is planned to return to the U.S. on Saturday, May 17th. There is no word on when she will return to television. She will miss at minimum one more episode of Raw. So
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah, not gone long at all, man. So yeah.
Most definitely, not long at all. We had Raquel wasn't even didn't even hold her tag team title this week, and I'm sure it's gonna be the same next week. They're basically just gonna probably not mention, those titles until she comes back, and come back to normal, man. So it's good. It's a nice little break, and hope the movie is gonna be cool and interesting. It's not as big as they said it was, but hope it's gonna be cool and interesting.
For sure. Yeah. So, yes. More news on the women's division. Alexa Bliss. According to PW Insider, Alexa Bliss is scheduled to be at tonight's SmackDown in Dayton, Ohio. Whether Bliss appears on the show or not remains to be seen. Do you think we see Alexa Bliss pop up on SmackDown tonight, and could the Wyatt Six not be far behind?
I wouldn't be shocked, man. I wouldn't be shocked if it is like more of a Wyatt-esque like background thing tonight of you might see her backstage standing there or talking to somebody or doing something back in like the background. I wouldn't doubt it. Um, so yeah, I think we might see her tonight. I'm sure it's gonna be some Wyatt, related involvement, and we'll see how it goes from there, man.
For sure. For sure. Yeah. It I don't know. If they bring them if they're bringing them back together, I just hope that we are not getting I just really hope we're not gonna go through the whole, multiple weeks of QR codes and who's it gonna
Yeah,
be, and obviously, it's the fucking Wyatt Six, because if you remember from last summer, those QR codes, what did they go on for 2.5, 3 months? I mean, of just
it's
us
like
getting,
3 months straight.
yeah, I mean, of us just QR code here and a QR code there. I would really just like more of a statement. You know what I mean? If you're gonna bring Alexa
Yeah,
Bliss back, have it be a statement. Have it be a bold segment, right? I don't know, man. I'm just really not. I'm just really not up for all this just stupid shit with the
insane.
Wyatt Six. Like, please, man, just that's one thing. We were just talking about it with we were just talking about the possibility of carrying Cross and the Righteous. I just if that group is formed, I have a really bad feeling that's going to end up being a better sort of tribute group to Bray
Oh
Wyatt
yeah.
than the actual Wyatt Six, because Cross as well as Vincent and Dutch are were really good friends of Bray, and I've seen some tweets just teasing their involvement and just teasing how those three getting together would be a tribute to Bray. And I really have that's one of the other things about that group that I just don't know about, is the possibility of that end up that group, Cross and the Righteous, being more of a better tribute faction than the fucking group that is, marketed around being a tribute faction. Um
Literally, man.
yeah.
I really wouldn't doubt that because they just they don't know what they're doing with the Wyatt Six. They see mask and a silhouette and say, you know what, that's what you are. You'll be in the background 24/7, and you're just be there. And it ended up being completely pointless, dude. The group is pointless at the end of the day, man. And it sucks to say that, but it's how WWE sees them.
Yeah. So, yeah, again, if we're gonna get something with the Wyatt Six, have it be bold, have it be a statement. Again, I just don't, like I said, I don't know I'm up for any more just you know teasing who's in the shadows or fucking who's behind the
Yeah.
QR code. Ooh, who's lurking in the bushes. I don't care. Just but please just if you want to make me care about the Wyatt Six from here on out, the shit needs to be bold. It needs to be like, again, it needs to be a statement. You know what I mean? I don't want any more. I don't want any more runaround. The group has already faced too much fucking runaround that I care to see.
Exactly. There's just running around. That's all the group is.
It already doesn't help. The last time we seen them was an L to the Final Testament, and now that group doesn't even exist. So with Alexa Bliss coming back to WWE, we got some news on somebody who seems to be a lock with WWE. No, not the lock from the 2K22 career mode. Not that lock. PW Insider is reporting that Joe Hendry is reportedly considered to be a lock to join WWE when his TNA deal expires. WWE management has been impressed with Hendry's appearances, particularly how he handled a high-pressure situation at WrestleMania on short notice. Wow.
I mean, the guy was faced fucking Randy Orton at WrestleMania. I would think he's a fucking lock for the goddamn company. He was a lock way before that, let alone now. Now he might as well just sign the contract, dude. You might as well just contract tamper at this point, dog.
Might as well. Might as well. Yeah. Does this come as a shock to quite literally anybody? No. The answer is no.
No.
The answer is no, man. Yes, like Sir K said, man, Joe Hendry was a lock before he had a WrestleMania match against Randy Orton. Okay, he was a lock way before that, and now more than ever, he obviously is a lock. I mean, this guy might as well already just be signed to the company at this point.
Oh yeah.
TNA, they just start preparing to lose Joe Hendry because you're losing this man no matter what.
Absolutely.
Yeah. As soon as that contract is up, he is not even looking your way. It is straight back, or it is straightforward. Never to look back.
Oh yeah, it's you know how contracts transition into like developmental into like main roster. That's basically what this is. It's damn near more of a contract transition into a WWE contract.
Exactly. Yeah, there is absolutely 0% chance he resigns with TNA there. So that's the news on Joe Hendry, and he is reportedly a lock. I could have fucking reported that and stamped my name as
Literally.
one of the dirt sheets. So, yeah. AAA and WWE, according to WrestleVotes on the Backstage Pass, WWE will have presence at AAA's Triple Mania. Triple Mania Regia 3 on June 15th, as Angel and Berto have already been announced for the event. Rey Mysterio was set for the event prior to his injury, but El Grande Americano is also being considered for the event as well. It is also being reported that WWE does own, WWE or TKO does own 51% of the company. So, majority stake.
What's that? Mm-hmm.
So, WWE set to have presence at Triple Mania. WWE was in a bit of hot water over who's over the contracts that they picked up already in AAA. So the IWC is hating on them already. They're hating on this move already, man. But they're said to be they're said to be at Triple Mania. And I mean, yeah, I mean, who did not expect some Mexican talent to show up at this show anyways. I mean, speaking of a lock, I feel like this seemed like a lock as well, with WWE talent participating. I mentioned this when Ray got injured, but I'm sure that probably had to have been such a horrible time for him to get injured, because he was right around the corner from doing all this AAA stuff this summer with Worlds Collide and Triple Mania and all this stuff, and now he won't be able to participate in any of it. So it definitely sucks for Ray's case, man. And I mean, they own the company now, so I'm sure he'll be able to do. I'm sure he'll be able to, do many other ones, but he won't be able to do the first, I guess, that they're involved with. So that sort of sucks. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, I'm sure WWE was gonna have a presence in this anyway, and I'm sure it'll make the show better. So yeah.
Most definitely, I'm very obvious they were gonna have a presence there. I mean, they bought the fucking company at the end of the day, so I'm not really surprised. And they're sending their guys down there, and obvious, basically, we're all those guys that were by the panel when they made that announcement at WrestleMania, are probably at some point in time going to be in some AAA thing, in a match down there, or in a match on like a random SmackDown or something, that's related to that. So very obvious, and very very obvious that they're going to be working, sending guys back and forth and whatnot, and it's good. It really sucks that Ray is going to miss this first part of it. I'm sure he really wanted to be there. Injuries always suck, and they always happen at the worst time. um and this is another example of that, man. I'm sure when he gets back, he's going to have some big angle there or whatever it may be, man. But they got El Grande Americano down there right now, so I think no matter what, it's gonna go well, and I'm sure Ray is itching to come back and join in this whole circle.
Definitely. So, speaking of WWE and some of their Mexican talent, the Lucha Brothers. Well, according to WrestleVotes on the Backstage Pass, there are plans in the very near future to align Penta and Ray Phoenix on the same roster and present them as the Lucha Brothers. WWE have been eager to have the duo work as a tag team since they became available last fall. Well,
Had a feeling.
I was gonna say, well, I feel like we say this all the time, especially the past couple of weeks. Would you like to see them together now? Would you like to see WWE wait a little longer on having the Lucha Bros, join forces? How do you feel about this whole thing, man? Would you like to see them together right now?
Right now, no. I say fucking next draft you could put them together, and I say that this calendar year, man, you let them do their own thing separately and let them just do good work separately, man. I think they could both easily, be a main part of respective shows, and I think it'll go really well, man. Um, Yeah, I think it's a little too soon for me. I don't love how they're already going to put them together. Next draft, obviously, whenever they fucking announce this thing, I'm sure, after Money in the Bank from, the rumors we heard and whatnot. But I'm sure that's when they'll be getting put together. I think it'll happen on Raw. There's constant talk every week. Pentax and he has beef with the Judgment Day and American Made all at the same time. He's outnumbered, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure his brother is eventually going to come to his aid, man. So I'm sure it'll happen on Raw, which can be good because Raw does need tag teams, but they'll be a tag team. They'll be treated like a tag team, and WWE right now, that's not the best thing. So that's the part that really scares me. I would wait till the next draft, but I don't think they are, and I think it's coming real soon. But what do you think, man?
Yeah, man, I feel like there is just a lot more you can do with Penta before you go ahead and throw him back in that tag team. As for Ray Phoenix, I think that's the reason they want to get them as a duo.
Hmm.
Because I think they want a little bit of Penta's overness to rub off on Ray Phoenix a little bit. Because Phoenix is great. He's very good in the ring. He's not as marketable, I guess, as Penta. Penta's got the catchphrases. He does have the cooler look, and I feel like that's aided him getting over. He's obviously got the strut that everybody loves. Um, and Ray Phoenix is um very good in the ring, but he does lack a little bit of the charisma that his brother has, and I honestly think what they want to do to help Phoenix to help Phoenix out is have a little bit of that Penta kind of rub off on him a little bit and kind of get him over with the
Hmm.
audience, and like you said, you've been saying it especially for weeks. with the, like you were saying, with the Judgment Day, and then they constantly remind you that Penta's outnumbered and all this other stuff. And he even mentioned to Chad Gable when he kicked him in the face on Monday Night Raw. He said something along the lines of "You're not ready for the Lucha Brothers" or something like that. So that they're throwing you the alley oop, right, and then they're expecting you to
Mhm.
catch it. So you know, I honestly do, like you said, I honestly do feel as soon as we get around to this draft, I think WWE seriously going to consider putting these guys on the same brand, or if Pentagon really, needs the help, I could absolutely see them, you know, running an angle where Ray Phoenix lobbies to get traded over to Monday Night
Yeah.
Raw to help his brother or something like that. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a great boost to their tag team division, but I would be lying to say that I wouldn't miss Pentagon in the mid card just a little bit.
Oh, most definitely, and I think some version of that is exact. It might not, like you said, it might not even be just a straight draft. It could even be just like Penta. He goes into Adam Pearce's office because he wants to talk about something, and then like next week we get Phoenix there. I wouldn't be doubtful if something like that happens.
Definitely. So with that, we got some news on. Actually, we got a little bit of debut news, or I guess incoming talent news. Jeff Cobb. According to PW Insider, Jeff Cobb is expected to start soon with WWE. Some within the company expect he will be at Backlash this weekend. That means, whether that means he appears or not on camera remains to be seen, but he is expected, and creative for his debut has been discussed in the recent weeks. It is also being reported that internally he is listed as a SmackDown superstar.
Hmm.
Well,
It's really interesting.
they are putting him on the same brand as as a Jacob Fatu. But with Jacob
Hmm.
being the US champion right now, that sort of involves him in I guess championship business rather than just kind of being the show's resident big monster type of character. So this could be a good fit for Jeff Cobb. Um as for him showing up at Backlash, he could, maybe debut in the Fatal 4-Way. I could see him like debuting, costing one of the guys in the match to then start a feud with him. I would like to throw, Damian Priest's name in that hat. I think Damian Priest should take the L for Jeff Cobb in his first feud. I think that'd be a decent first feud. He could destroy Damian Priest on the mic, and then he can out wrestle Damian Priest and put him away once and for all, and pack him up. So maybe that would be a good start for Jeff Cobb, and maybe that would be a good way to bring him into the company. So I mean, it should be interesting to see whether he debuts at Backlash or not. I feel like that would be pretty. I feel like that would be pretty cool to do at Backlash, being that you don't really have a crazy amount, of hype going into the show. You do have hype around like the Fatal 4-Way and like Cena and Orton, but I think adding a debut to the show would be a nice it would be a nice freshen up and a nice bit of I guess excitement for the show. Um and yeah, so yeah, like I said, maybe that's something you do. Like I said, have him kind of debut in the Fatal 4-Way and cost one of the guys the match. But yeah. So what would you
Most
do
definitely.
with Jeff Cobb coming into the company, and do you think we see him at Backlash?
I was gonna say, man, if he is at Backlash, there's nothing else I could see him being involved in other than something with that Fatal 4-Way of costing one of the guys. Um, maybe Solo try to get him in to try to come in and help Jacob, and maybe that's gonna make some conflict. Who knows? But I feel like it'd be Fatal 4-Way related. Um, But I could see it at Backlash, and I would hope so. It'd be a cool thing that you don't really see a whole lot nowadays. Of just boom, debut at pay-per-view. Very interesting. You don't get that a lot nowadays, and that'd be a really cool way to do it. And I think that would get a lot of eyes on him very, very quickly. And I think it'll be a success, man. And I would definitely think it'd be with someone revolved in that fatal four-way, man. But either way, very exciting that it's coming up this soon and whatnot. I'm very intrigued to see how they do it, man.
Definitely. So, speaking of Backlash, Gunther. He's going to be facing Pat McAfee. But, according to Fightful Select, Gunther versus Goldberg has absolutely been discussed within WWE for this year and is on the table. Uh,
Man, can catch a break.
man,
Ah,
dude.
God damn.
Ugh.
From Jey Uso to Pat McAfee to Goldberg. Fuck, what does this man do? Holy hell.
He has to go back to his roots. He
He
has to,
has to at this point, dude. That's the
he
only thing he can do.
he needs to become Walter again. Um,
Literally.
Gunther, man, so I mean, not I guess really what I had in mind for Goldberg's retirement. I would have chosen Braun Breaker. I think that would be the
Yeah.
match, but that's assuming Goldberg puts the guy over, which assuming Goldberg puts the guy over, Gunther I guess would be a good choice for him to put him over. But the thing about Goldberg's retirement though is who if Goldberg puts somebody over, does it really help them? It's fucking Goldberg.
I-
I mean, is
It's
it
Goldberg.
really?
And
It's not like it's not like John Cena putting you over, or CM Punk, or Bryan Danielson putting you over in his retirement match. Like, man, that's something you could really hang your hat on to say, man, he beat John Cena and sent John Cena into retirement, or CM Punk or Danielson, and he sent him into retirement. He beat Goldberg. Okay, Goldberg's like the least talented wrestler of all time. I mean, what is beating Goldberg going to necessarily do? I mean, I don't even know who the fuck wants to see a retirement match for Goldberg in the first place. But I mean, it's like, if he puts Gunther over, I mean, I guess it's okay. It's just, I mean, man, they are really putting Gunther in these feuds that nobody, nobody cares to see.
No, I really don't know why they're putting this man through such a ringer, dude. I don't fucking get it. Like you said, dude, what is Goldberg win gonna do for him? I mean, he's fucking Gunther, longest reigning IC champ, um, been fucking champion as long for 80% of his WWE career so far. I mean, he's a fucking beast. He doesn't need a Goldberg victory accolade. I don't think really no one does because at this point it's not a real accolade. But I don't get it. I don't know why they're so adamant on giving Goldberg his last match when they gave Kurt Angle Baron Corbin in his last match, and that was it. But you're dedicated to giving Goldberg one good last thing. Um, kind of dumb in my opinion, and I probably wouldn't do it for Goldberg, but it is what it is, and we're kind of probably get it. And I really don't know who it's gonna be for. I really don't know. Besides just Goldberg.
Pretty much. Pretty much. So speaking of the guy to beat Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, Jey Uso. According to The Observer, Jey Uso versus Logan Paul is currently planned for Saturday night's main event, Saturday, May 24th, in Tampa. Uh,
Wha
Was it just me or I okay, well, first of all, I thought they were on Backlash. Then when I found out they weren't on Backlash, I was like, okay, they must be surely saving them for Money in the Bank in Los Angeles.
Oh,
Saturday night's main event. Uh, uh, o- okay. I mean, it keeps it on a pay-per-view that I don't care about, so like, all right, I guess, but just kind of caught me off guard for sure. I thought, with it being in Los Angeles and them needing undercard matches. You can throw a guy like Logan Paul in there so you can put other bigger names in the Money in the Bank ladder match. It also keeps Logan out of the ladder match. So I think that would be nice. Um,
almost definitely.
I don't want to throw this out in the air, but I'm going to do it anyway. What are the odds WWE has Logan Paul keep the World Heavyweight Championship for a week and then drop it back to Jey Uso at Money in the Bank? I'm sorry I threw that out in the
Oh,
air, but just something I thought of.
I highly doubt it. I think they wouldn't wanna break Jay's, little reign, and I really don't see them giving in another singles goal, anything singles-wise to Logan Paul after that horrible US title run, dude. You I don't know, I don't think it would work out. I think they would get, like, a really cool, like, reaction out of that and whatnot, but I think it would just be another bad morale week in terms of their fans. I don't think it would be worth it. I wouldn't be shocked if they tried it, but I think it would really backfire on them.
I agree. I agree. I think it's a horrible idea. Just something I thought of with, Money in the Bank being a week later. Unless they do the match twice and Logan Paul loses twice. You know what I mean? Jay has been no stranger to getting a title match on a Saturday night's main event and then going on to face that same guy at another a couple pay-per-views later for the same championship. So, just something I thought of. I wouldn't like it obviously, but yeah.
No.
So hopefully not, but yeah, it's obviously something that I guess wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility if WWE is searching for a viral moment. I guess that I
Mm.
guess wouldn't be something too out of the realm of possibility. Um,
Is this the Saturday night's main event that is combating Double or Nothing?
no, 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 Double or Nothing
Oh, okay.
Sunday.
Oh, okay, so it's different. I was gonna say, are they really trying to combat Hangman and Will Ospreay with Jey Uso and Logan Paul? Okay, that okay, that makes that a little better. I was gonna say, ain't no way they thought that would work.
Yeah, I certainly hope not. The next Saturday night's main event they'll be doing is the one in July to combat All In. Now that one will
All
be
in
on the same day
that
as
one.
All In.
I was gonna say that's the combat one, even though they moved the all-in time slot, so it
Yeah,
really isn't combat anymore. But yeah, okay, I was just making sure, man. But either
yeah.
way, I don't know why you wouldn't put this match on Backlash when you basically built it to Backlash up until this week, and then you kind of just switched it around, and now you're doing it at Saturday night's main event. So it is what it is, I guess.
So according to PW Insider, there has been at least one pitch for Cody Rhodes to make his return at Backlash this Saturday in St. Louis.
Mm,
How do you feel about this? What could this I guess mean for his creative? Do you think this is a bit too early?
I don't think it's that early. I mean, it's pretty normal. Someone loses at their title at Mania. Shenanigans happen with a new champion. They're defending. The dude that lost it comes back to fuck around and do something, or try to do something to the new champ. I mean, it's pretty simple. And I'm really not shocked if he is coming back for what he could do. Really, the only thing I could think of is he, tries to, fuck over Cena inadvertently fucking over Orton, and that could kind of spark the Orton stuff. And that's really the only thing I could think of, transpiring at Backlash, man. But I don't think it's too soon. I mean, I wouldn't mind a longer wait. I really wouldn't mind at all. But I don't think it's too soon, and I'm intrigued to see what they could do because that's really the only thing I could think of that they could do. But what about you, man?
I do think you can hold off a little bit longer. The only
Mhm.
reason I could think that they would possibly want to bring him back, as soon as Saturday, tomorrow, is because they have, like we just mentioned, a Saturday night's main event that Cena is advertised for. Could they want to do Road Cena 2 at that show? Because who realistically does Cena face there? You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
really
Mhm.
wouldn't know. I know a lot of people expect him to drop the title back to Cody. So would they?
No.
I no, and I'm not saying there, but like, I
No,
know,
yeah, not there.
but you know. Is that going to be in their second match? Do they want to do a trilogy? You know what I mean? But do they want to? What I'm saying is, do they want to run through the second match already? You know what I mean? Because if the second match is already now, then when is the third? You know what I mean? So it's it is tricky. It is tricky, but I mean, it all depends on what they have for Cena at that Saturday night's main event show. Because, like I said, they they are gonna need something for him to do, but I don't know. I don't think it should be Cody at that show. And overall, I think it is too early to bring Cody back. Like I said, I would wait just a little bit longer. Maybe bring him back around. The Money in the Bank, or maybe more a little bit into the summer. Um, because honestly, the only thing I could think is Cena beats Orton, and obviously he's beating him up after the match. Cody comes back out to help, Orton or whatever, and then you set up a match. But like I said, that the only plausible outcome there was you set up a match between Cody and Cena at Saturday night's main event. So
Mhm.
that would. But again, that just all seems so soon to me, personally. But because
Hmm.
I don't think Cena will be at Money in the Bank. I don't think, because the Raw on Netflix at least was, he was wearing his, the last time is now in Los Angeles shirt. Then I don't know if they're just gonna put the fucking thing back up on sale. It was in the same arena. They very well could. But you
I
know
would
I
have not.
I don't. They advertised that as the last time Cena was gonna be in LA. So I don't think he'll be at Money in the Bank. So yeah, I don't really know what Cody would come back and do, if you're gonna have Cena go away after Saturday night's main event. So I don't really know. I don't really know what they got planned, man. But yeah, I mean, personally, man, I just think it might be a bit too early. I would sort of bring Cody back maybe a little bit deeper into the summer for me.
Mhm.
So that is all the news. And yeah, man. So with all of that, moving on here to the Backlash predictions. We have a 5-match card for Backlash as first match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria, as these two finally get their match. Could you imagine? I said it on Monday. Could you imagine how cool this build would have been into Mania? Lyra would have looked like a
Oh,
stud going into Mania.
it it'd been so much better. I do not know why they didn't fucking do this match at WrestleMania.
Me neither, man. Who do you got for this one?
Hmm. Think I'm gonna have to go. I, I, I think Becky, dude. I wouldn't doubt it if it's Becky, man. I could definitely see Lyra getting it back, but I just I don't know. Maybe it's a first, defense for Lyra. She defends it against Becky. like the first time against Becky successfully, maybe. But I'm probably gonna say Becky. What about you, man?
I am going to go that same route. I think they're going to go with what Becky Lynch did for Bianca here. I think, she obviously beat Bianca in 26 seconds. Everybody remembers that. Then obviously she went on to put her over at WrestleMania. I think that's what we're going to do here, but instead of putting her over at next year's WrestleMania, I think she's going to put her over at Evolution, and I think Lyra will win the championship back there, but I overall think Becky is I think Becky is going to take the championship here, and I fully expect the Becky Hogan memes for the better
Oh
part
yeah,
of the weekend or going into next week, I guess. So I'm sure
most
we're
stuff.
gonna be seeing a lot of that. Um, yeah, but yeah, like I said, think Becky wins here. Lyra wins it back at Evolution in July, in July if that ever gets announced by the grace of God. But yeah, going Becky for sure.
Most definitely.
Pat McAfee versus Gunther. I can tell you one thing.
Uh,
Pat McAfee better not win this match.
Better not. It better. If I was booking it, it would be the most murderous squash I've ever seen in my life. But I'm sure Pat will actually have offense at the beginning, and then Gunther's gonna snap
Mhm.
into it and destroy him, and it's exactly what you think it's gonna be. And it's Gunther beating the hell out of Pat McAfee. So I think it better be a Gunther win.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking too. I think we're going to get Gunther dominating in the beginning of the match. Pat gets the burst of offense and he comes alive. People think he's going to win. Oh my God, he's going to beat Gunther. And then Gunther's going to swoop in and absolutely destroy him. So hopefully that's the route that they take. Hopefully that's the way they go. A man can only dream. But yes, I really hope Gunther wins this one. So hopefully, man, hopefully this is a lot better than I'm expecting it to be. It is Gunther, so I hope we actually get a decent match out of this, which, it is
I hope
Gunther.
so.
So, hopefully, and honestly, from what we've seen in the ring from Pat, he's not horrible, and he
Mhm.
had a pretty good match with Adam Cole a couple years back. So hopefully, these two
He did.
could put on a banger, man. So hopefully this ends up being a sleeper.
Hmm.
Dominic versus Penta for the IC championship. Um,
I can
who you got, bro?
tell you exactly what's gonna happen.
Go ahead.
This is exactly how it's gonna go. It's gonna be, Judgment Day. They're gonna be probably there,
Hmm.
either right at the beginning of the match, ringside, or they're coming at some point. Finn will be there. He's gonna tease tension between Dom. He's gonna tease possibly hitting Dom. It's not gonna happen. It's gonna be a psych out. But overall, Dom is gonna get the win over Penta due to the help from the Judgment Day. And they're gonna say, "Oh man, Penta's outnumbered here against the Judgment Day." And we might even see, El Grande Americano, because he's kind of been in that circle too. Um,
Yeah.
so and you know what? Gable's gonna come in and fuck up Penta, which is gonna be more beef between those two, and then there's gonna be, the Finn teasing I mentioned in there. But at the end of the day, Dominic's gonna win this match, man. But what about you? What do you think's gonna happen in this match?
Yeah, I highly doubt they take the belt off of Dom already. That would probably be a little foolish of them, being that he just won it less than a month ago. Um, but yes, if one thing is going to happen for sure, it's going to be Finn coming out. Oh, oh, is he going to turn on Dom? Oh no, he's not going to turn on Dom. Not
No,
yet.
not
Oh,
yet.
he's going to help him. And yeah, I could, like you said, I could even maybe see Chad Gable coming in to just further play to Penta being outnumbered, which we're going to get already anyway with the Judgment Day. He's going to be outnumbered. He's going to have nobody to help him. And I do think that he will lose due to outside interferences. So, yes, I think Dom does keep the championship. More Judgment Day teasing mixed with more teasing of Pentagon being outnumbered.
Most definitely.
So, with the next match, the Fatal 4-Way for the United States Championship. Jacob Fatu defending the championship against LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, and Damian Mid-Card Priest. Who you got, bro?
I think it's pretty obvious Jacob win. There's no way you take it off him that soon. Same way, with Dom. So I think it's pretty obvious Jacob win. There's a lot that could happen. There's a Jeff Cobb factor that could come in that we don't know. Even with that, I could just see Solo helping him, or there might be a point where Solo tries to help him, kind of fucks up. There's tension between the two. Near fall happens, but at the end of the day, no matter what, I think Jacob's gonna retain the title no matter what. I think there's a lot of ways he can. Just Solo, possibly Jeff Cobb, beef with all the other guys in that match. But overall, I think no matter what, when the end result is going to be Jacob Fatu retaining. But what about you?
Yes, I could see if there's one match I could see Jeff Cobb interfering in, it is this one. I think he can either come in, take out Damian Priest, to start a feud with him, or I could actually see him coming in and taking out LA Knight to start a feud with him, which I would much rather Damian Priest do Jeff Cobb the service of putting him over rather than LA
Hmm.
Knight. But overall, I do think yeah, this is a Jacob win for sure. This has the possibility to be match of the night. It's either this, it's honestly between the US title match, the IC title match, or Pat and Gunther. Could be a dark horse.
And Becky and Lyra is probably one of the most in-ring matches I'm looking forward to this weekend.
Okay.
Uh, Probably up there with the four-way.
I could see that, man. I could see that. We're getting a lot of mid card representation on this show. That is the one thing
Look
I
at
can
that.
appreciate about this Backlash card and Pat and Gunther. But
Exactly.
we're getting a lot of mid card appreciation here.
Most definitely, man. It's really nice to fucking see, man. I'm surprised Miz isn't there.
Well,
Had to throw a jab in there. I've been too nice as a guy.
he's too busy being Oz him. So yeah. He's too busy hitting up fucking Johnny Dang for some Andre the Giant fucking face
Oh my
chains.
God.
Um
Ugh.
so yeah, yeah, so Fatu for that one for sure. And the main event. One last time. John Cena versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. Crazy. Crazy stuff, man.
Mhm.
One last time. Cena and Orton. Man, crazy. Crazy stuff, dude. This one is rather easy, I guess, to predict. I highly doubt that John Cena will be losing the WWE Championship 3 weeks into his 17th championship reign. This is an obvious Cena victory, man, but I'm just excited. What I'm excited for most with this match is just the spectacle of it. It's the last
Mhm.
time we'll be seeing John Cena and Randy Orton in a ring together, one on one. The last match of a storied rivalry that's basically gone on for the better part of their whole careers. And yeah, this is obviously a Cena victory for me, man. But how about you?
Most definitely. Obvious Cena win here, man. And like you said, it's more about the spectacle. Seeing those two face to face for probably the last time in the ring. Gonna be crazy. Gonna be sad. It's gonna be awesome at the same time. It can end really any way. It can end with Cody doing this or Cody doing that. It could end just with know, maybe John Cena takes a playbook out of Randy Orton's old playbook and just like beats the life out of the man. You know, you could do a lot here. You could do a lot with the ending of this match. No matter what, I think it ends with Cena winning, but you can do a lot no matter what, whether you got Cody or not. Um, and it's going to be a spectacle. It's going to be great. It's going to be sad, and I can't wait, man. And it's going to be definitely, no matter what, it's going to be a Cena win.
Absolutely, bro. So that is that, and that is everything for your Backlash predictions, as we will be on here live tomorrow night after Backlash goes off the air with it's going to be weird doing a summer show in the evening
I know,
rather
very
than the
weird.
afternoon, but we will be on here tomorrow night with the Backlash St. Louis 2025 official post-show review. And yeah, man, but yeah, that is going to do it for this edition of the Notorious Podcast. This has been episode 265 of the news. Thank you guys so very much for joining us today on this episode, man. It has been always a pleasure for my Johnny.
And I, Sir K.
And that is going to do it for this edition of the news. Thank you guys so very much for joining us. Thank you guys, everybody who's here. Hunter, OG, thank you guys for being here. Whether you guys were in the live chat or part of the Replay Mafia, thank you guys so very much for joining us. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you all tomorrow night with the Backlash 2025 St. Louis official post-show review.
Peace.